Hello, my dear yogis, for our first wake up yoga every Tuesday morning. As you see, it's still very dark, and I'm gonna wait another 2 minutes just to wait for all of you to find your mat, open YouTube, and so on. And I'm gonna use this 2 minutes to share it fast on Facebook because I promise you to share that. Okay, so we start. 2 minutes and we start. Yeah. As you hear, there are some cats over here. Yeah. Okay. This is 801. So I would suggest to start. So yeah, I'm not taking your time more. I know we all rush to work or to school or anywhere in life. So first let's start in what I call a comfortable seat. You can keep your knees crossed, or you can bring your Virasana pose when you sit in between your heels. But I know this pose is not very comfortable. And just because it's very first time we do it, and it's not, well, the body is not prepared yet for movement. So maybe you feel some stiffness in your pelvis, in your knees, in your ankles. Use blocks to help you. You can adjust them under your knees or maybe under your pelvis, just to sit more comfortably and stable. And then put your hands on your groins, stretch up, stretch your spine. And with your exhale, close your eyes, gently move your hands comfortably on your thighs or knees. And first take just few breaths, 5 or 6. Sorry. Make a very deep inhale, and when you exhale, imagine that you're melting down. Although your spine is still stretched and erect, your body is soft. Your joints are soft. Your breath is soft as well. Find grounding through your sit bones down into the block or mat, and then even lower into the floor. And on the other way around, push away from the floor and keep your spine reaching up all the time. You can imagine that your sit bones are releasing roots into the ground. So you're like a little bush or tree. And then bring your hands, on your heart center, one over another one. I need to keep the mic away from my hands. Take another deep inhale to stretch your spine, and exhale, bow your chin to the chest or mind toward your heart. And let's chant one Om as the beginning of our practice. You can listen or join me. Let's take inhale together. And with your next inhale, gently blink open your eyes, rising your gaze. And if you can, cross your legs. So you make new connections in the brain. Me, I'm gonna just take a little sip of my tea. Because I tend to talk a lot during the class. Okay, and find another comfortable seat over here. Maybe you have to adjust your block or your knees. Take your hands, interlacing your fingers, and push your palms up. And make your few deep stretches, just as you like them, on the side, on the second side, up and back, and then front. To start warming up the body, remember we're after that deep dream, deep sleep, so the body is really stiff and tired. Great. And then separate your arms, lift your chest and your gaze up. And then twist toward your right side, hands down. You can push away from the thigh or knee. Look back if possible. Next, inhale, another lift up, and second side. Inhale, lift and stretch. Lift and stretch. Another time, lift and stretch. Twist. Stretch as well. Lift and stretch and twist. Great. Lift your hands up and then put them in the front. You're supposed to have long part of your mat in the front. In the front, and then with your knees crossed, come to your hands and knees, your all fours. If your knees are not wake up enough, there is always possibility for a blanket. Tuck or untuck your toes, whatever is more comfortable for you. And we'll start with cat and cow. Inhale, arch down, and lift your head and tailbone up. Exhale, arch up, head and tailbone down, and your navel moves up. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, exhale. Remember to start small, and over the time the movement is going to become bigger and softer. Great. Now come to your natural spine. Stretch your right toes back, heel back. Keep your navel in, wide shoulder blades, and your chest and crown looking front. Exhale, knee to your chest, arch your spine. Inhale, stretch again. My navel and core is really active here. Exhale, knee to the chest. One more time, inhale, stretch. Knee to the chest, step front. As it's the beginning of the class, make few circles with your pelvis. One side, second way around. Great. And then move your knee to on your ankle. Lift your hands. Keep your navel active again and your tailbone pointing down to find a nice stretch of the iliopsoas muscle that is responsible for most of our back pains, especially lumbar back pains. And make a wide circle with your hands. Hands go down. Great. Move your knee toward the knee. If you're feeling like plank, do plank. If not, half plank, strong core, move front. And then exhale, bend all the way down, stretch your toes. Next, inhale, baby cobra. Lift your chest up, lift your hands, stretch your legs behind you. So they're not lifted, they're still on the mat. Exhale, lower. 2 more times. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, lift. And lower down. Next inhale. Let's go through cobra to all fours again. Move your hands and knees so you're more comfortable. Find stability on your hands and knees. Stretch your left. One line from the heel through your core toward the crown. Very nice. Wide shoulder blades. Exhale, knee to the chest. Stretch. Knee to your chest. Last time, stretch. Knee to your chest, step front. And now when you go front and your knee is way in front of your ankle, wiggle your toes so you can find a straight line. Again, few nice circles to warm up your hips. As you see, even me in the morning, I'm not like doing splits and wheel poses because this is when the body wakes up. Yeah, and sometimes my spine flicks. Good. Now inhale, lift. Tailbone down, strong core. Lift your gaze in between your hands. Lift your chest away from the pelvis. Great. And now make a wide circle to open your heart. Hands down. Knee toward the knee, half plank, move front, strong core, exhale down. Inhale, baby cobra, lift just your chest, you can stay with your hands on the ground or lift. Exhale down. Inhale, full cobra lift. Exhale, all fours. Now tuck your toes. Push the floor away with your hands. Spread your fingers. Spread your toes and lift your pelvis up and back to our face downward facing dog. Start walking your heels to warm up also the ankles, your knees, your pelvis. You can walk side to side. Yeah, great. And then look front. Take a step front with your right, bringing from knee to your chest. High lunge. Inhale, lift. Great. Exhale, lower down. Now move your navel away from your knee and step to plank pose. Yes, that's right. Now we're getting warmer. Inhale a bit front. Exhale, lower. Inhale, let's go through cobra. It's going to be a Vinyasa class today. Exhale, back to downward dog. Keep one line in your spine. Push away the ground with your hands. Stay here for another breath. You can stay in one pose or walk. Second side, look front. Now step with your left. Again, you can wiggle your toes. Inhale, lift for a high lunge. And exhale, hands down. Move the navel away. That's gonna make space for your leg to step back. Move front plank. Exhale down. Inhale up through cobra. And exhale, downward dog again. Good. And now look at your hands again and start walking palms to your legs. Now I'm not gonna need that blanket anymore. It goes on the side. Next inhale, slide your hands on the thighs. Of course, if you are good in Adho Uttanasana or half plank with your hands on the ground, do it easily. Otherwise, hands on your thighs, stretch your heart away from the sit bones reaching back. Exhale, lower. 2 more times. Inhale, reach, parallel spine. Exhale, lower, soften your knees, your pelvis. And last time, inhale. Exhale, bend your knees, send your hands front, chair pose. Wide and stretch lumbar. So not doing that. Also not reaching the chest front. Yeah, Weight more on your heels than in the front. Great. Another inhale, lift your hands up, touch, and hands to your heart. Great. For another pose, we're going to use a block. If you don't have a block, grab a book, or you can get toilet paper. I know it's going to get a bit squished, but don't worry, it's still going to work. Fast sip of my water. And grab your block. That block goes in between your thighs. Just like that. Yeah, very good. And now squeeze your block with your thighs. Maybe I'll go in the middle so you see me better. So block in between your thighs, squeeze, and take the long part of the mat in front. So we're not like that, you're gonna know in a while. Squeeze this block and with your muscle strength, pull it down. You're gonna realize that your navel is rising, so it's like counter force, stretching your spine at this area. Yeah. Now look at your toes and spread them wide. Keep your feet parallel to each other, parallel meaning that the heels are behind the widest part of your foot, each foot. Good. Now your tailbone. I know that Kim Kardashian is very famous now, but keep your tailbone down as if it wants to touch that block or make like a chain connection that doesn't change at all. Yeah, pretty important to keep your lumbar safe. As you remember, when you pull it down or push it down with your muscles, you also feel like a flattening at your abdominal. Very important. Stretch your collarbones so you look nice and strong. Stretch also the back of your neck and keep on your crown reaching up toward the sky. So we are now in what's called the mountain pose. And we were at the back of the mat. If you moved, please go to the back of your mat. Find your mountain pose again, squeezing the block, stretching from your heels to the crown, staying strong and stable. As you see the color of my t-shirt today we have the theme of Muladhara chakra. And open your hands, making very wide circle up. And then exhale, move your belly to the thighs. Great. Inhale, come halfway up. And then bend your knees, start walking your hands to front. So you are in downward facing dog. Now look at your front, come on very high heels, and like a wave, move your chest to the front on your hands. Exhale, lower down. Great. Still squeeze your block, move your block away from your heart, and lift your heart in a baby cobra. Lift your hands. Exhale, down. Next, inhale, full cobra. Again, move the block away from your heart. Exhale, downward facing dog. You can walk your feet slightly closer. Inhale, look front. Exhale, walk your hands to your feet. Inhale, halfway up, parallel spine. Exhale, lower all the way down. Inhale, wide circle with your hands. Touch your palms. Exhale, hands to your heart. Great. Second side. Actually, not second side. Just a bit of adjustment. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower, soften your knees and your pelvis. Inhale, come halfway up for parallel spine. Exhale, lower, walk your hands to the front. Find your downward facing dog. Another wave front. Exhale, lower down. Stretch your block away from your heart. But now stretch your hands by your side as well. Next, inhale, lift your block maybe an inch from the ground, squeezing it with your legs, but without legs bent, and stretch your legs also toward the wall behind you. It's not a big movement, but it's very vital. Your head is down, you can release your shoulder girdle. Exhale, exhale, release. Now your head, lift your chest away from the block. Maybe you can lift your hands as well. In a half locust pose. Now your legs are released, no tension in your pelvis. Great. Exhale, release. And now move them both up. Inhale, lift your chest away from the block, block away from your chest, slightly from the ground. Stretch your hands behind. Maybe you can look front at the wall, at the floor in front of you. Great. And release. You can put one cheek and then the other cheek on your mat. I'm lifting my head because then I'm squeezing the mic. But lie down and you can wiggle a little bit your pelvis to get rid of tension. Remember that when you wiggle, your legs are going to go wide apart and then to squeeze your block again. Great. Hands by your side. Next, inhale, cobra. And come to downward facing dog. Next inhale, look at your palms and walk to your feet. Inhale, lift. Exhale, release down. Another inhale, wide circle, hands up. Exhale to your chest. Great. And now take this block away. We're gonna do some sequences that I hope will give you the same sense of stability and security in life like we did with the block. Well, stability in the body like we did it with the block. So come to the front of your mat. Leave some space for the chest. Yeah, that's for me the perfect spot. Keep your feet together or parallel, hip width wide, make two fists, put them in between your heels and keep your heels behind the widest part of your feet. Yeah, find your Tadasana. Imagine that you have that block in between your thighs, pushing it down, rising up, tailbone down, strong core and stretched body. Next, inhale, lift your hands. Exhale, bend into chair pose. Take another inhale in, exhale, release. Another inhale, halfway up and release down and come to your downward facing dog. Good. Find one line, stretch away from the floor with your hands. Bend your knees so you can stretch your sit bones even more. And then look to the front. You can lift your leg. Or if not, knee to the chest, come for a high lunge. Step in between your palms, lift up. Now bring your tailbone down, strong core, aligned hips. Maybe your back leg will have to bend slightly. Inhale, lift. And let's add here a bit of a twist to your right side to warm up your spine even more. Inhale, lift. Exhale down. Good. Step back into plank. If it's hard, half plank. Exhale down. Inhale, lift up. Cobra. Exhale, downward dog. Great. Now second side. Inhale, maybe lift your left knee to your chest. Step in between your hands or wiggle your toes. Inhale, lift for a high lunge. Exhale, twist to the second side. Inhale, lift again your hands. Exhale, hands down. Step back into plank. One line, exhale, release. Inhale, cobra, lifting your chest. Exhale, downward facing dog. I know we're going a bit faster now than before, but the warm-up is over. Next, inhale, look to your front, step, hop, or just find yourself in the front. You can always walk your hands toward your feet. Inhale halfway up to parallel spine. Exhale, lower all the way down. Inhale, chair pose. Stay here for an exhale. Yeah, we're building up some heat. Inhale, lift, touch your palms. Exhale, hands to your chest. Now close your eyes just for 2 breaths and check if your Tadasana line changed. If, for example, you shifted your weight on one side, or maybe your feet got floppy or your chest rounded, and then find yourself again in that Tadasana pose that will keep you strong and stable, not only on the mat but through your life. Sorry about the beginning of the day, my throat is a bit harsh. Okay, and let's go through our rest of the sequence. So find yourself again in Tadasana line, hip width wide or feet together. Inhale, hands lift. Exhale, chair pose. Now a bit of a change. Inhale, your head goes front, parallel spine. Exhale, hands down. Push the floor away and step to downward facing dog. Great. Look to your front, maybe lift your right. Exhale, knee to the chest, step. Inhale, lift for high lunge. Now pivot your back leg. It's a bit smaller angle than 90 degrees and stretch your palms. Inhale, palms lift. Exhale, release. 3 more times. Inhale, stretch, find stability. And exhale, release. Then it goes in the same direction as your foot. And 2 more times. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Great. Now, next, inhale, hand on your thigh, lift your right up. And then over your head, maybe toward the wall behind you to open your right side. Great. Crescent warrior. And back to warrior 2. Now stretch your leg, move your toes toward the long side of the mat, both of the toes here. Grab your pelvis and push it down for more grounding and stability. Inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, come to the front, parallel spine. Keep your knees slightly bent to avoid overstretching. Keep your navel active. I'm just slightly higher, so you can see. If you're ever tired, go down and release, or take your blocks. It's supposed to be here, just like that. And remember to tie your hair much better than I did. Happens. Okay, otherwise, move your chest slightly up. Engage all your muscles, especially the inner thighs. And now stretch your hands parallel to the floor. Take a deep inhale in. Exhale, move your left down, right up. First stretch, it's gonna be pretty hard. Now inhale back to the front, second side. Keep your hands and legs in the same direction, in the same line. So this is not changing, we're not doing that. And your legs are not changing as well, so we're not moving the pelvis. Okay, 3 more times. Exhale, right up. Inhale, front. Exhale, left up. Each time it's gonna be easier. And last time, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Great. Grab your blocks or go down, releasing tension from that twist, and slowly roll up. Great. Open your right foot to the front. And now take, I supposed to do something different. And move your pelvis to the front, morning, before coffee. And if you cannot touch your, I'll take the blocks. If you can't touch the mat with your heel, like I'm showing, take a step front so you feel more comfortable. Grab your pelvis again, facing front. Inhale, lift the chest. And exhale, bend down to triangle forward bend. Great, and now start to lift your left hand so you feel stretch in your left side. Deep inhale in and exhale, bend your leg. Put your hands down. Maybe you have to step back. And plank pose, yes. Exhale, move down. Inhale, cobra up, stretch. And exhale, downward facing dog. Great, so we have right side. Let's do the same on the left. Inhale, lift your left. Exhale, knee to your chest, step. Inhale, high lunge. And now exhale, pivot your foot a bit less than right angle. Hands parallel to the floor. And a bit of a workout. Inhale, stretch. Exhale, bend. Stretch and bend. Stretch and bend. Great. Crescent warrior, right on the thigh, left around over your head and behind. Great, and back to warrior two. Stretch your leg, move your toes toward the middle, and I'm really sorry to be back to you. So maybe I'll change. It really doesn't look very well. Go rub your pelvis, lifting the chest, and exhale, bend. Again, you can keep the blocks or stretch your arms right away. And now we start with the left up. Exhale, look at your hand up. Inhale to the front, and then second side. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Great. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. And one last time, inhale. Exhale, great. Release your hands, release your spine, soften the knees. You can wiggle a bit and shake. And then roll up your spine. Great, I'm changing the direction so you are not, you know what to do. And now move your toes toward the front again. Put your back heel down if this is not comfortable and stable. Walk front, or maybe even your feet wider so your left goes toward the long side of the mat. Grab your hips, push them down, lifting the chest. Exhale, bend front. Keep your front knee soft. Again, we're trying to avoid overstretching. Lift your right. Maybe you're going to be slightly higher, not parallel to the floor. It's also good. Another deep inhale in and exhale, bend your knee, hands down. Walk your back foot more back and step into plank. Inhale, exhale down. Inhale, cobra. And exhale, downward facing dog. Oof. Downward dog seems easy now, no? And then look to your front and step, walk to the front. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, chair pose. Inhale all the way up for a stretch. Touch your palms, hands to the heart. Okay, take another deep breath in because we have one more time the sequence to do with some additional changes. I hope you're gonna like them. Okay, find your Tadasana again. Open your hands wide. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower down. Next, inhale, lift. I forgot about chair pose, whatever. Exhale, down and walk to your downward facing dog. And again, we start with right leg. Inhale, lift. Exhale, knee in between your palms. Pivot your heel right away and come up. And we're not gonna make the same thing 4 times, just once. Inhale, lift, stretching your leg. Exhale, release. Inhale, go back into crescent. And warrior two again. Stretch your front leg. Pivot your toes to the long part of your mat. Grab your hips. Inhale, lift your chest, push your pelvis down. Exhale, bend front, soft knees. Inhale, stretch your arms. Use your muscles to stay here. One twist to the right. Inhale, hands parallel. And then one twist to your left. As you see, my twists are becoming much better. Release now your hands, your spine down, wiggle and shake. Roll your spine up. And now we add some additional stuff. Move your heels toward the middle. Take your palms in a Namaste, palms together. Inhale, lift. Exhale, bend your knees and your elbows in a goddess pose. Great. Stretch your palms parallel. Now move your toes to the front. Grab your pelvis. Use the stand that works out for you, comfortable and stable. Grab your pelvis again, lifting your heart. Exhale, Parsvottanasana, triangle forward stand. Inhale, lift your left. And now exhale, bend your knee, your hands on the inside part of your foot. Walk your left wider. And now, inhale, start to move your front knee more front and your back heel more back. And exhale, navel up like you want to arch your spine. If you are too low, you're not touching the mat, feeling discomfort, hands on the blocks. Inhale, stretch your heel knee away. Exhale, up, arch your spine. 2 more times. Inhale, exhale, inhale, and exhale. Great. Next, inhale. You can take your blocks away. Put your hands on both sides of your foot. Make a smaller step and rise your hands in front over your standing leg. And now take your back into warrior 3. Great. Lift up. Take your left knee and rotate to the side into tree pose. Touch your palms, hands down. Take a deep inhale in and exhale. Release completely. So as you see, it's not very hard, but I added some stuff to spice up the whole sequence. And because the second side is on the left, I'm gonna go to the second part of my mat, to the rear, just to be open toward you instead of you seeing my butt. Okay, find your Tadasana line. Inhale, lift your palms. And now chair pose. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands down to downward dog. Lift your left, if possible, knee to the chest, step front. Pivot your back heel and move your hands to warrior 2. Inhale, lift. Exhale, stretch. Great. Crescent. Right on your thigh, left up and behind. And back to warrior 2. Stretch your front knee. Move your toes to the long part of your mat. Grabbing your pelvis, lift your heart. Exhale, move down parallel to the floor. You can always be slightly higher. Stretch your hands, inhale. And now move your left up, right down. Again, stretch over the ground. Exhale, second side. Perfect. Inhale and exhale, release. Soften your spine, your knees, your pelvis. Inhale, lift. Roll up. Great. And now move your heels to the middle. Your feet open on the side. Hands in Namaste, stretch up. Exhale, goddess pose. Bend your elbows, your knees. Stretch your palms. Move your toes toward the front, grabbing your pelvis, moving front. Maybe at a stand that is comfortable for you. Deep inhale and lift your heart. Exhale, bend front, maybe lifting your right hand. Good. And now bending your knee, put your hands on the inside part of your foot and step with your right back. With an inhale, knee goes front, but your heel goes back. We're stretching the whole area of your pelvis and Mula Bandha. Exhale up, yeah, like you want to arch your spine, but also engage your inner thighs. Great. Inhale, exhale. If this is too low, grab your blocks. Even one block is enough, or one book. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Great. Now take your hands on both sides of your foot. Walk the back one closer. Lift your hands, make one line through your body. Then weight over your left leg and come to warrior 3. Great. Move up, lifting your knee, twisting to the side, and then putting on your shin or thigh, hands on your heart together, Namaste. And as you see, my knee goes on the side, but not completely to the side or toward the side. Because this is natural opening of the hips, I highly recommend a good yoga teacher to ask what's the natural opening of your hips. Great. And release down. Shake your legs, shake your hands. And for the next asana, we're going to need blocks, especially if you know that your hip region is not very stretchy. I will start with 2 blocks and then show you some adjustment if you don't have the blocks. So step in front of those blocks with your feet wider than hip width wide and open on the side. And version number 1, bring your hands front. It's a nice counter force. And then start bending. These hands are keeping you kind of alive, reaching front. And then when you are over your knees, start to lower the pelvis on the blocks. Yeah, that's right. And now hands go on the inner knees, pushing them away, and knees pushing toward each other. Yeah, so that's the first version. If this is too much, you can always take the block away or take them all away. Yeah. What if you don't have blocks and you want to make it? Then take your blanket or a towel. Towel is even better because it's harder. Roll it roll it making like a sausage, and then put it under your heels. Yeah, it's a very nice adjustment for people who don't have stretched Achilles, which happens nowadays. We're not very stretchy, we're not doing a lot of workout, we're mostly sitting 8 hours in front of the desk, no? Okay, and then lift your heart, push your knees away, maybe closing your eyes. If at any point this pose is not comfortable anymore, start either moving or move away from the pose. Very good. And then move your hands front. And this is unfortunately not a very gracious transition because we need to sit down. Take your stuff on the side. Move your knees together. Arch your spine back and slowly roll without falling. Very good. And as the last pose, to stretch a bit, give your spine a break. Hands on the ground, they can be facing up or down. And like windshields, just move your knees one side and the other. Great. And then find your Shavasana, the Karpas pose. So easy pose for your spine, for your joints. close your eyes and, like in the beginning, stay here for just few breaths. 5, 6, maybe 10. Each exhale is twice longer than your inhale. You can start counting. If you have any thoughts about your day, work, school, gently tell them stop and investigate into a full relaxation. Release tension in your muscles, imagining that it's melting like an ice cream on a hot summer day. Releasing your weight, feeling very heavy. And the last 2-3 breaths, stay with no movement, both in your body, your mind, and your heart. Great, and after that short break, start to wiggle your fingers and your toes, maybe rolling your ankles and your wrists, your head to the sides. Then stretch a little bit, like you're waking up from a very nice nap. Move your knees to the chest, hug with the arms, rock side to side. And use that rocking sensation to move on the sides. Only push the floor away and come back into sitting with your eyes closed and smile on your face. Check how you feel after the class. And like in the beginning, take your palms toward your heart center. You can place them on your chest. Inhale, stretch the spine. Exhale, bow your chin to the chest, mind toward your heart. And let's sing one Om for a closure. Inhale together. And when you feel ready, blink, open your eyes and rise your gaze. And I want to say thank you for being with me today. I hope you enjoyed the class. I hope you feel your body a bit more moved up, warmed up, and ready for the very busy day we all have. And see you next week, 8 a.m. here on the mat and on YouTube. Bye bye.